Welcome to another Field of Glory 2 battle. This one of a paired match against Flynn. I have the Gauls against his Carthaginian, Hannibal in Italy. So, hello. Yeah, let's take a look at the grid here. So if I'm deployed here, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, as opposed to what? Turn 1, turn 2. So, yeah. I don't know if trying to seize this is a good idea. It's probably too risky. Kinda tempted to do it anyway. But if I am going to do that, I'll need superior warbands. So I'll cut the recording and deploy. Okay, so for force composition, I went pretty heavy on cavalry. I got all the noble cavalry I could, which is superior and protected, and thus pretty cheap, 44 points for superior cavalry. Some armored noble cavalry, and then the chariots are light spear and no melee, but they're only 36 points. Maxed my skirmisher complement, which is 4 units, pitiful. I did deploy off into the open because just looking at the grid, even in 2 turns I could only get here, which is still downhill here, here, and here. There's no way I could guarantee taking the hill, so I don't think it's worth it. Let's see what happened. Lots of cavalry for Flynn as well. I can't quite get line of sight, actually. Presumably his foot is here. Won't be able to see till next turn. There we go. Well, we may have lost a chance to seize the hill with our deployment, but that's not the end of the world. Let's see if we can't grab a corner of it anyway. He's far enough back that it's possible. Stranger things have happened. Alright. A swarm of lights. Not much we can do about that. We might get slowly surrounded and then cut up. Next turn. All his lights are heading toward my cavalry. Okay, finally, let's see what there is to see. Right, the veteran African spears and some trash. Send a couple of units of chariots off to the wing. And otherwise, let's send our heavies up. Neglected to bring loose order warbands, so we're just gonna have to tough it out. Generaled up here. It's a good move. Hopefully 6 warbands and 3 chariots maybe can do the trick. Maybe not. We'll send 1 more superior warband. feel like I should have stuck to my original plan of avoiding this, but I think I would have gotten sucked in eventually no matter what. Warband armies aren't really my strong suit either. Cavalry is just going to be there to troll around and maybe get them sucked into a weird position. Next turn. It's a weird situation. I have cavalry with infantry support against cavalry with light support. To drive forward to avoid getting picked to death. Try to get into melee as rapidly as possible. Do whatever we can to slow these Africans. That's our shambolic advance. Next turn. That's too bad. See what that does for us. Grab the hill and the hill. Alright, at least it's not a huge advantage, but 25 POA is not nothing. If we don't break them, and we don't, we're going to get trampled, but I guess we're losing a cheap unit, and that's not the end of the world. Don't want to run straight into a set firing arc. Just keep being annoying. So we're going to have basically two entirely separate battles, a cavalry battle, and a little bit of us getting trampled, and an infantry battle, which is where my hopes lie at this point. Next turn. Might disrupt here. Well, maybe not. Very good. Well, we were bound to lose the lights battle anyway, so that's not a big deal. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. Force an evasion. Or not. Threaten a flank. Wheel. Just gotta get out of that death box. And threaten a flank. Let's general up here. Okay. Interesting. Lock them in. Get ready for more flanking attempts. Wheel, but don't move forward, because we want our superior unit to engage here. Stretch the line out. And do I push? No. Let's try to get more infantry into the fight over here, while our cavalry just survive. Okay. No surprise there. Next turn, Flynn says, tough decisions. I hope the elephant does what he is told. Are you staying on your hill? Probably not staying on my hill, but I would like to try to charge down slope if I can. Ooh, that's potentially extremely bad. Gotta try to get into melee contact. Oh no, not again. Yeah. Okay, we're not getting those flanks off. Locked in this cavalry and then charged in with this cavalry, which is locked in by my own. The only silver lining being that it does pin this noble cavalry against a warband, but seems to be doing just fine for itself. You can shrug that off being a large size unit. We're pinned by the irregulars, so he's actually winning that points exchange by 6. Hiding is not as good heavy foot in the forest. So, yeah, now I'll be charging uphill here. At least the elephants didn't pursue right away, but didn't shoot because one disrupted volley isn't going to do it. Oh, not the best. This is falling apart quite quickly, I think. Well, let's general up like so. Stop them from moving away and start threatening some kind of impact. Here, let's move towards the Africans. Good. Need to cover that flank. Okay. And then what? We move here. And then here, we should be able to prevent a flank charge, engage no matter what. Unfortunately, this warband might have to flail around in an attempt to get involved. And once again, we have no choice but to just try to catch these lights and fail. It's looking pretty grim. Probably has to do with my not very intelligent, we're going to go this way, actually we're going to go this way. That kind of thing doesn't tend to go well in this game. Next turn. Rally up on the noble cavalry, and now flanks incoming on my own cavalry. Oh, well done. That disorders our cavalry, even though they held firm. Down 17%. Okay, we are uphill here. Guess we'll start the grind. Need to stay uphill here. General up here. Get that delicious disruption, unlocking our swordsman POA. Good. Work on the Scutari. We're outnumbered in units, if not in men here, which makes things difficult. Our chariots, we can try to get back around, but I don't think we'll be able to. Okay. Ugh. Looking like we're gonna get rolled over pretty quick here. Very good cavalry work on the open plain there. Next turn. At least we held firm. Oh, but then we disrupt on impact. Oof. At least we held out, but this flank threat is pretty bad. Well, that helps a little, but not very much. Let's run down these light jabs at least. Well, we're going to have to accept the rear charge. There's nothing we can do about it. I could either lock them in or turn this way and gamble that we'll hold firm. Or at least not drop below fragged. To that end... No, if I general up here, then you can simply charge uphill. Let's gamble a bit. Held firm and pushed back. That's fine. Then what? Get on the slope. See what that does for us. Turn around. And everyone else needs to sit still, because if we charge now, well, we'll be on even terms, and we can't really afford that right now. Well played, Flynn. Yeah, this should be over quick. Next turn, the wipeout continues. Oh, how insulting. Do we break? Not quite. Alright, at least we get the flank attack off. Little gamble paid off. Okay, can move here to be out of charge range of the light jazz. Still get charged by the horse, unfortunately. We get caught no matter what, so I think we stand in the rough and just see what happens. Most likely we break on contact with anything. To flank off all we can. It's quite awful. Yep. Now we need to... It's general up here so that he'll just bounce if he charges, most likely. Drop their cohesion. Not very impressive. Do we dare? Let's do it. Let's flank threat there. Lock in the Spanish or charge downhill? This is charge downhill. Ah, you're useless. You're useless. Okay. I wonder if I screwed myself. Can they fall back into a primary zone of control? Maybe not, so I may have just opened up this charge. I suppose I'd have to look that up, but it's too late for those guys. Next turn. Ouch. That's what I was afraid of. Well, that helps us a little bit. Unfortunately, without a rally, it doesn't really matter. Charge into a severely disordered warband there, even if the battle did go on. Ouch. There we go, well done. I think the mistake I made was pretty clear. I didn't deploy to take this, and then I reshuffled, which left my cavalry engaged and exposed for longer while better things weren't happening elsewhere. So I got all my cavalry killed to not even have really properly begun here. And I would say that I'm looking to win this here overall, besides this little combat. So I think if I had stuck to my guns with my initial idea, just deploy everyone here, push onto the hill, not that I would have won necessarily, but I would have had a better chance of my sort of pointless flailing about, do I go here? Oh no, let's go here. And then I guess we have to fight here, and no plan survives contact with the enemy, but it's better to have a plan that doesn't suck. So, well played to Flynn. Obviously, he knows what he's doing with the Carthaginians, unlike me, as you'll see in the mirror match. Good game, and till next time.